The next time you buy an airplane ticket, just ask for an upgrade. Pay a little extra money, fly first class. What it does is it conditions your mind. Once you get in first class and you see how wide the seats are, they shut that curtain because they can't let you see what's going on up there. They passing out hot nuts. Everybody get a washcloth. They got a menu. You get to decide what you want. All the drinks is free. Once you sit in first class one time, the next time you get on the plane, it's very difficult to walk past them seats. And then your mind starts thinking of ways to get back to first class. And guess what? That's what you start attracting to your life. And you start behaving and producing stuff to get you back into first class.
Hi, sorry to bother you. Are you single? Oh, okay, I'm gonna take this chair, thank you.
Come on, man.
You also said that you could have multiple partners, but a female that was with you couldn't also have multiple partners?
Well, a woman could say that same thing.
When it comes to dating and relationships, who is typically seen as the prize, the man or the woman?
The woman.
Ooh, the woman for...
Nigga, what?
Welcome back to the Anthony Spade channel. Before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button, that subscribe button, and that notifications button so you can get the videos as soon as I put them out. If you're looking for the music to the intro and you want the link to the second channel, both are below in the description. But can you do me a favor? Hit the notifications button right now. All right, guys, I got about 5 videos for you. The first video is going to be a woman giving out relationship advice, and this is going to be a prime example as to why you do not ask a woman for relationship advice. Right, the next video is going to be Andrew Tate answering questions how he felt about women who sleep around a lot. The next video is going to be a woman who's asked, hey, who is the prize, the man of the women? And I will be giving commentary on that. And then we have a guy saying why you should not be afraid of rejection whenever it comes to a woman. In fact, you should pursue more women than you ever have in your life. And he'll be breaking that down. And then the last video is going to be a woman explaining why most men have become feminized. Let's get to it.
The number one mistake guys make on a first date is they're not touching nearly as enough as they need to be. And if you're not touching, that means that by the time that you're going in for the kiss, it's going to come off really awkward. So start touching right off the bat. You see her, go in for the hug. And create little moments where you need to touch her, whether it's removing a piece of lint from her shirt or sweeping that stray hair from her face or commenting on her earrings or her bracelet. Create little moments where you need to touch her throughout and from the beginning.
See, what she sounds like is a desperate woman who has hit the wall. Doing these things nowadays can land you in jail. You want to do the less touching as possible on a first date. Trying to touch her on the first date is going to have you come off as a creep. That's what I'm saying. She's speaking from a point of view of a desperate woman, what she wants, which is why I tell a lot of you guys, you made your mistake by asking your mom for dating advice, older women for dating advice, grandma for dating advice, because they give you dating advice from an insecure woman's point of view. And once you get dating advice from an insecure woman's point of view, you're going to be doing the most to get a woman. They're going to tell you to buy flowers. They're going to tell you do some bizarre things to impress her because at that age, that's what they want. It's the same with this woman. She's not a young chicken. She's an older woman. She wants you to flirt with her because no guy is touching her like that. But for a lot of you young guys that are watching these videos, you get out here trying to touch these little young girls too fast, they're going to call you a creep, and you already know what comes with that, the Me Too. So this is why you do not get dating advice from women, especially older women. I tell you guys, if you want to get advice about women, and a lot of you prefer to go to women for dating advice, go to a woman that looks just like the girl that you want and the same age, so you get a more realistic point of view. Next video, Andrew Tate. Let's get to it.
You also said that you could have multiple partners, but a female that was with you couldn't also have multiple partners?
Well, a woman could say that same thing if she decided. She could say, I can sleep with multiple men, but my men can't sleep with multiple women if she so choose. We're all free individuals, right?
Yeah, but you wouldn't agree if a woman said that.
I would personally find that revolting, correct? Revolting. But there are women who find what I say revolting.
So you're not telling other people what to think. You're just saying how you think.
I think if a man is, if I have 3 girlfriends and they all get pregnant, we know who the mother and who the father is. If you have 1 woman and 3 men, you don't know who even the parents are if she got pregnant.
Yeah, you could definitely figure that out.
DNA tests are pretty accessible nowadays.
Of course.
And they're absolutely right. That's something he was wrong on that end, but I understand where he's coming from. Let's see if he clears it up.
Yeah, that's exactly it. So I said science can step in and fix it, but that doesn't mean it's not haram and against the will of God. Look, read the Bible. Every single man had multiple wives. Not a single woman had multiple husbands. It's against the will of God. It's disgusting. In the eyes of God himself.
What I have been told is that, yes, the Bible has chapters that are warning you about the nature of women, but there's not any chapters that's warning women about the nature of men. Why? Because women live through multiple personalities. I call it living in themes. The person that they are at 9 o'clock in the morning, they're not the same person at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. The same girl in January is not the same girl in June. When you get to men, more than likely, 9 times out of 10, the guy who's the same at 23 has the same personality and temperament at 40, but he gains a lot of more wisdom to life, but he's still the same temperament. Whenever it comes to women, their temperaments are always changing. Their emotions become a liability to a man investing his heart into her, which is why if a man finds a purpose that he loves, the woman will love him more for having a love for his purpose.
Comes to dating and relationships, who is typically seen as the prize, the man or the woman?
The woman.
Ooh, the woman for sure.
The woman.
The woman.
The woman.
So if the woman is the prize, what would that make the man?
The wallet.
Yeah.
Doesn't that place the man at a lower value and status to the woman?
Yes.
Don't women typically want to date a man on her level or higher?
Yes.
So don't women typically want to date a man who's a prize and not a loser?
No, I like to be better.
So if a woman declares herself the prize, isn't that relationship destined to fail?
No, because I know I'm a.
He's absolutely right. And the reason why it's destined to fail is because she's never going to respect him. Women look at a man who values himself as a form of respect. The guy that values her is typically just playing into her insecurity to make her feel better. This is why it's easier for her to cheat. See, a woman is going to teach you how to be a simp. She's not going to teach you how to catch her. She's never going to do that. She's always going to place herself as the prize, and she's going to convince you that she's the prize and that you're supposed to be doing all of these tricks in order to get her. But those tricks don't really work. They're just playing inside of the fairy tale that she has running in her head.
Prize. And so I think that a man should value me for what I am.
Like, everything makes sense in this. It makes sense that a woman's gonna tell you that it's in your wallet, but everyone that uses their wallet to get a woman normally loses. The guy who doesn't spend his wallet is normally the guy who gets the most loyalty.
Don't chase, and don't be afraid of rejection. Every time I would see a hot girl, I'd just go up and talk to her. And I wouldn't go up and say, oh, I think you're beautiful and all that cheesy bullshit. I would just go talk to her about whatever. Didn't matter. Just have a conversation with her. And every time you interact with a girl, you learn something, you figure out more psychology, you understand why they do. Because, like, it makes sense. Like, girls just want to do what they're not supposed to do. Don't chase. And don't be.
He is absolutely right. But I'm not going to recommend this to guys over 21. It's just not going to work at that age. At that age, you have to be working on something with your life. Adults operate totally different than teenagers and little kids. For all the guys that's below the age of 21 that may be in college or may be in high school, don't be afraid to approach women. Now is the time to learn them so you can use it in your 30s after you find your purpose. Right now, you have to be comfortable. So he's right. Just keep walking up to women and saying, hi, how you doing? You don't necessarily have to pursue them to get a number, but you have to become comfortable walking up to women and talking to them and knowing how to start a conversation to get you closer. Without a conversation, it's not going to work as an adult. Two things that you are going to need as an adult, and that is going to be money and conversation. Without it, you're not going to go anywhere.
Men. There's two reasons why men are feminized. We live in a femme-centric society. Men are being raised by women. When they're not at home, then they're in school being taught and raised by women in a world whereby everything is catered to women, whereby the messaging from the media is don't be toxically masculine, it's okay to cry, it's okay to show your feelings. They're like pushing all this like feminine energy onto men, and I don't think that is just a coincidence. I think the reason they're doing this is because it's the men that go to war and it's the men that fight. So
see, she's just trying to sound good, but she has to realize 3 years ago Women, we're still talking about Me Too, equal opportunity. I don't need a man. Women go through that phase. It's just that now the phase of making money is women siding with men. Understand that. It's all a hustle.
So when tyranny comes, it's the men that go first. If you're able to control the men and you're able to feminize the men, then you're able to control society to a much greater extent. You know, especially with the last 2 years. And if we lived in a society whereby like men were more masculine and they weren't busy with their rainbow flags and switching genders and all that, I don't think that like the last 2 years would have gone as far as it did.
I absolutely agree. But what you have to understand is it's not in every country at all. The country that it is working in, yes, it is done by design, but there is still a way for you to win. That's just an agenda that you have to guide around. That's what guys have to understand. Too many people are wasting their lives debating what the elites are doing instead of finding a way for you to enjoy your life while going around these agendas. The agendas are never going to stop. They have always existed since mankind. But throughout this planet that we live in, there is a lot to keep you distracted from all the BS that is going on. One thing you don't want to do is to be down on your last day, your last hour, or your last minute in life, regretting what you didn't do. This is Anthony Spade. Hopefully you guys got the message behind the video. Comment, like, subscribe to both of my channels. Hasta la vista.